So I'm Tyler Hemmer.
And I'm Sierra Nelson.
Thank you for letting us come and present our recommendations. So we wanted to show this video to start because it brings back a lot of memories.
If you kind of remember your middle school and your high school days, you remember what it was like to try and sneak a piece of gum out of your backpack without anybody seeing, and you knew as soon as someone saw it, you were going to get swarmed. You were going to have 3 or 4 people who wanted your gum, and you were going to lie and say, oh, it's my last piece, but it wasn't. So this memory is where we get our idea from today. So are you ready for the swarm?
So we started with our research. We went into the grocery stores, the health food stores, and we looked at the competitors. What we noticed was that in the grocery stores, we found that xylitol was actually in a few of the bigger name brands. So we were trying to find out what was the differentiator for people. It wasn't the health, it was the brand. We noticed that the bigger brands and what they stood for was what grocery shoppers want. In the health food store, it was even harder to stand out as a health brand, the dentist pick. All the brands there represent the xylitol, and that's why we chose not to focus on health. We focused more on the brand. So we did research on brands that do this really well. So we chose ones that do it with athletic. We chose the Spartan Race and CrossFit. So what they do is they create these communities around this athlete, and they get them to come together to compete and to strive towards their goals, their common purpose, and their passions. So the brand that stood out the most to us, though, is Red Bull. And they stand out not just on a national level, but a local level for us. One of the big things that they do is the competition. So the Red Bull Bracket Reel, they host this, and some of the teams here at UVU have actually competed. What they do is they segment it. So there was a snowboarding competition and a dance competition. So how it works is these teams come together, they create a video about their passion, whether it's dance or snowboarding, and then this video gets posted online. And the team that wins and makes it to the next round is the one that gets the most views and votes. So these teams would come to our classes, come to the communities around them, and promote the video and the brand. They're promoting Red Bull and everything that Red Bull stood for in these athletes.
So we realized that we also have to look into the target gum consumer and kind of find out what their habits are. And 2 major segments are what stood out to us, and that's millennials and this young teenage girl. So with millennials, that's your age 18 to 34, they make up 30% of the US gum consumption. That's a huge amount. And then this high school girl, they are 214% more likely to chew gum than the average American. And we even found a statistic that said they make up, They make up 14% of the gum consumption, but they're only 7% of the population. If you do the math, that's actually a huge portion of the gum consumption population.
We took this research to develop our personas. So we developed 3. Hannah, the high schooler, she wants to feel included and she follows all the popular trends.
And then millennial Maddie, she's always out and about and she's always on her phone and posting about what she's doing.
And lastly, athletic Alex. He's the guy that has that routine throughout the week and the athletic competitions on the weekend.
So we want to introduce to you our creative idea, which is called the swarm. So the definition of swarm is a large group of things or people who are usually in motion. And we wanted to combine that with the Scry definition of activity and create the swarm out of it. The swarm is a community of people who are out there doing the thing that they love. These are people who have found their honey, and their honey is their passion, it's their core. Whether it's snowboarding or skiing or skateboarding or some extreme sport, these people have found their sweet thing. Every campaign has to start somewhere, and ours is on advertising. I'm sure that you guys have seen the signs on I-15 for Domo. Even if you don't know what Domo does, you know their name because you've seen their vague billboards, you've related with them in some way. So we want to do kind of the same campaign with our billboards. There'll be blip billboards placed along the Wasatch Front. Starting with what's that buzz, going to what's your honey, and are you ready for the swarm? And they will progress as people learn more and more about the swarm.
To continue on making this brand relevant is we would address the athletic department by going through Pandora. So a lot of the athletes we've mentioned and talked to, they listen to Pandora, these different apps while they're working out, while they're participating in their sports, in their passions.
And then we have a couple different venues for social media. So we want to take these same billboard campaigns and have a consistent theme throughout all of your advertising. Whether that's your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads, we want it to be vague. We want to spark that curiosity in people. And then lastly, we want to create 3 videos. So each video will be 1 minute long. You can use clips of it, you can use the whole thing, and they're really just to create buzz and excitement about the swarm. One of them will be a woman getting chased by people, really dramatic, all because she has spray gum. So we're really excited for those.
Continuing into the PR, we wanted to do a 5K. So this is the swarm run. It would start in the canyon, they would get actually a spray gum and they would chew it while they're running. And at the end of the race, what happens is they'll find out there's a statue. And we're trying to normalize putting gum in a place that you're not supposed to. And this is because it leads into a bigger campaign.
So this is our big PR stunt. So we'll have the main statue, which is placed at the bottom of Little Cottonwood Canyon, and then 2 additional statues placed in Salt Lake and Provo. People are very adept. They like to do things that they're not supposed to do, and putting their gum on things is one of those. So we think it's really going to spark people. People are going to love this idea, and it has the potential to go viral, to be honest. It could get published in local journals first and then go national with this. And part of the statues, we actually want to replicate them from your Spry employees. I know when Chad came in, he mentioned that a lot of the employees actually live this active lifestyle and would be avid swarmers. So we want to model these statues after some of your very people.
So this goes into the video contest, which is modeled after the Red Bull competition. So we're going to have 2 where it's bringing these people out to their passions for what they're doing, and their core values. As the competition goes, so they're going to post their user-generated content and then promote it. So it helps give the swarm and the spry, it's not just backing a product, but it's backing this community, this idea that's bigger.
And some of these communities include water sports, skateboarding, snowboarding, really any of these sports. We want to see what these people are out there doing, what their passions are, and what their honey is. So the next step in this video campaign leads right into our sales promotion, and that is to increase the distribution channels that Spry is in. Right now, it's limited to, I know, Smith's grocery store, which is kind of health conscious, and then a lot of health food stores. But we want to promote this with the active lifestyle. We want it to be placed in gyms and sporting good places and all that kind of thing. So we picked 20 locations along the Wasatch Front, and our plan is to get Spry gum into those locations. Now the how is a little bit fun. So step 1, we want to take 2 boxes of these 12 packs and go put them in each of these 20 locations. Step 2, we're going to promote this on social media. The whole point of this is because these packages are going to be specially marked for this competition. The competition will be down to 2 finalists, and people get an additional vote by purchasing a pack of gum. There's a code in it. You get to go put it in and get another vote for your favorite team. So we're going to tell people that they can do this, and these are the locations that Spry gum is now sold in. Now here's the trick, is when people go in to buy the Spry gum, these stores don't actually sell the gum. It's been placed in there. Employees are going to get a little confused. They're going to go looking for this box, and when they find it, there will be a pamphlet with all the information on the video competition and how they can purchase more Spry gum, because they are about to get swarmed and their demand is going to be through the roof for Spry gum.
So that summarizes our campaign and the unity throughout it. To recap, advertising was the buzz to start with, and then to go into the swarm run to get people more acknowledged and to normalize this gum placement.
And then our PR stunt, which is placing statues around Utah that people can place their gum on, and our video campaign to get user-generated content, which leads right into sales promotion to try and broaden the distribution channels.
So this is, we broke down our budget by the different items and different categories. We have a little bit more information about how we came to that if you guys have any questions.
So our question for you is, are you ready for the swarm? Thank you.